So a really short little video here, and that's following up on our nukes, or our nuke that we started last spring that we're following through a year. And you know, I put up for a vote if I should keep them here in Washington for the winter or send them down to California, and I have to confess I ran out of time and didn't have a chance to send either of them to California. But I'll be making videos of what we're doing with our bees down there, so you can kind of get an idea of the schedule there. But for right now, this was our original colony that we started in the spring of 2020. Is it spring of 20? Now I'm starting to, yeah, spring of 2020. I can't even remember now. It might even be 2 years old. Anyways, let's just say spring of 2020. We made a split off of it, so we've got the two colonies from the original nuke, and it's about 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Today it's sunny, a little bit of a breeze. So for those of you wondering if you can peek on your bees, you can. And from what I'm seeing here, I like what I'm seeing. Mainly that the bees are alive, and there's a really good sized cluster that you can see across the whole top here. Moisture on the top here, I'm not going to be worried about that. That's normal. That's just part of their respiration, the heat. The other thing you can do is tilt your box back, or your hive back, see what the weight's like. They're still really solid, so you know they have feed left. Really another really good looking cluster. We won't count our bees before they're hatched yet. This one's a little lighter, but still feels. That one I'd say is probably still around like 100 pounds. This one's probably around 80 or so. If you want a reference idea of the weight. But yeah, so you can definitely peek on them, see how they're doing. And here's a perfect example. I'm not advocating that you winter your bees exactly like this, but here's a perfect example of how, if your bees are healthy, if you're on top of the mites, that is, I swear, that's 90% of the game. Another very important part of the game, obviously, is that they have the proper nutrition feed. But they're out in the middle of this field. This is where we had all of our bees waiting to go to California. There's not really that, I guess there's the shelter of the bush line, but they're pretty much out in the open. This one box here, the cleat's so high I couldn't find a lid that didn't actually rest on the cleat and actually create a gap, so I just flipped the lid upside down. And this one I just have a regular lid on, and they're doing fine. And so it's just an idea of, you know, we can get so fussy, and of course our guard cat Casey, we can get so paranoid about, it's kind of like the sweater on the dog scenario, in the sense that a lot of times these things that we do to help our bees and everything else are more to make ourselves feel better than it actually is to help them practically. Once again, it wouldn't hurt to put, in the past I've put some, 1-inch foam insulation on the top and then the lid, just to give them a little extra insulation headspace. But like I said, this year I didn't mess with that, and so far they're looking good. I'm not gonna declare a victory here until probably mid-March or so. But anyways, yeah, so for those of you getting a mild day in the break and you're curious about your bees, it doesn't even hurt to, you know, if you open the top and the cluster is still low enough down that you can't see, it doesn't hurt anything to crack the supers. Just take a quick peek. As long as the wind's not bad and it's not too cold out, should be fine. So anyways, that's the report here for our nuke that we've been following now into its second season.